What's up everyone, my name is Mistic and welcome to Mistic Racks. Today I'm reacting a video by KyotoRobato. Tiphaine Veron, I believe, missing in Japan. Make sure to check out his videos down below. He has a lot of good ones. I haven't seen a bad one yet. So let's get on into it.
何か発見に結びつくような手がかりはどうですか？
現在まで、残念ながら手がかりとありません。
はい、全くない。
全くないところですね。
Japan is perhaps the best place in the world to visit as a tourist. The culture, history, sights and food are unlike anything else in the world, and considering its very high safety and development when compared to other countries, it's a traveler's paradise. But like all countries in the world, it has a dark side, and if one underestimates the country, lets down their guard, or is simply in the wrong place at the wrong time, all manner of tragic events can occur. This is the true, unsolved story of Tiphaine Veron.
Tiphaine Veron.
First of all, I would like to apologize in advance for any mistakes I make with French pronunciation. Unfortunately, I do not speak the language, so I may say certain names or phrases incorrectly. I mean no disrespect with this, of course, and I hope you understand. Please also excuse me if I miss any information regarding this incident, as I am limited to English and Japanese resources. If you're a returning viewer or a newcomer to the channel, welcome. I make videos about Japanese cases, strange, solved, and unsolved. If that sounds like something you think you would find interesting, please consider subscribing and turning on notifications. It really helps the channel grow. In any case, let's get on with the video. According to the Japanese National Tourist Organization, 30 million overseas travelers visited Japan in 2018, making it one of the top destinations in the world at the time. One of those travelers was then 36-year-old French woman, Tiphaine Veron. By all accounts I have read, Tiphaine seemed to be a very nice, caring person. After earning a degree in art history, she worked as a support teacher for children with disabilities at an elementary school in her native France, and had a great relationship with her friends and family. As you can see from her photographs, she looks like a normal person really enjoying her life, and while she struggled with health difficulties during her younger years, she persevered and overcame them with the right treatment. Tiphaine loved Japan. Since first visiting the country a few years prior to her 2018 trip in question, she developed a keen interest in the culture and studied the language. The trip was something she was very excited for, and she planned out her schedule very carefully, writing in detail about all the places she intended to visit. It should have been the trip of her life, a trip full of fun and adventure, but 2 days in at the first location on her list, something unexpected would happen. After arriving in Japan alone on the evening of the 27th of July 2018 via Haneda Airport, Tiphaine made her way to Nikko, Tochigi Prefecture, just 150 kilometers north of Tokyo. Nikko is a small, beautiful city filled with stunning nature, hot springs, and shrines. It is a very popular tourist destination that has attracted 12 million visitors, foreign and domestic, every year. And it is here where Tiphaine was supposed to begin her roughly 2-week trip. Tiphaine checked into a hotel in the city at around 4 p.m. on the 28th, the day after she arrived in the country. Things were, as far as we know, uneventful at this point, and she sent some travel pictures and messages to family members via WhatsApp. She stayed the night, one of 2 she had booked at the hotel, and on the morning of the 29th, she was pictured eating breakfast by another unrelated tourist. As we can see, she was wearing a white, sleeveless top. Just before leaving the hotel for a day to explore, she met a fellow French couple who were also staying at the hotel at the same time. While having a chat with them, she told them she planned to visit Kanmangafuchi, a location that was also written in her detailed travel schedule. The Kanmangafuchi Abyss is a small gorge created by a volcanic eruption at Mount Nantai. It is a particularly popular location for foreign tourists, as one can enjoy a pleasant riverside walk filled with nature while viewing old Buddhist Jizo statues. It is a 10-minute walk away from her hotel, so it should have been an easy place for Tiphaine to get to.
Yeah.
She left the hotel at 10 a.m. on the morning of the 29th of July 2018, when she was seen by hotel staff. She left alone and on foot. This was the final sighting of Tiphaine Veron. When she failed to return that day and check out on the 30th as scheduled, leaving all her belongings and passport in her room, the hotel owner contacted the local authorities. The authorities then notified the French embassy, who in turn alerted Tiphaine's family on the 1st of August. After searching her belongings, they found her schedule and discovered that she had intended to visit a number of locations around Toshoglu Shrine, a very famous place dedicated to 16th century feudal lord Tokugawa Ieyasu. Over the subsequent days, the police searched these areas, interviewed locals and fellow tourists, and with the help of Tiphaine's family and friends, some of whom came to Japan to aid with the investigation, missing person posters in English and Japanese were made and stuck around the city. The posters included information we've previously discussed, as well as other things about her appearance, including eye and hair color. The police scoured the areas noted in Tiphaine's schedule, as well as places in between, but unfortunately they came up empty-handed. Since the area is rather rural, no CCTV footage of her leaving the hotel was discovered either. After receiving a tip from a male tourist who claimed to have crossed paths with a lone foreign female in casual clothes walking on a mountain trail between Mount Nakamushi and Kanmangafuchi Abyss, the number of searches was increased to 80 people. But again, nothing was discovered. Not a single clue, despite the number of people searching and the exposure the case got, which even included foreign exchange students handing out leaflets at a nearby train station and volunteer searches conducted by the local community. Further searches also unfortunately proved unsuccessful, even when divers were sent into the Daya River, and another big search with drones and dogs was conducted after Tiphaine's family met with then Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe when he was visiting Paris in October of that year. It's as if she just vanished. But how? What could have happened? Where could she have gone? Well, let's start by eliminating a few possibilities. First, that Tiphaine went away by her own choice and decided to never return. According to her family, this is very unlikely. While we can never know how individuals truly feel, she is a happy person with lots of friends and a loving family, so they don't consider this a possibility. She didn't display any unusual behavior in the lead up to the trip, and people at the hotel also didn't notice anything strange. But it goes further than that. Tiphaine paid all her Japanese hotel and travel expenses in advance, and even went to the trouble of bringing gifts from France to give to people she met during her trip. She also left her passport, money, and other essential items in her room, and didn't leave a note about what she intended to do.
Doesn't really make sense.
And we cannot forget how much work she put into planning her trip and learning about Japan in the months and years leading up to this. If she intended to just abandon the life she had, it doesn't make sense for her to do these things. Therefore, I think we can rule this out immediately. Another theory is that she could have sadly fallen into the river at Kanmangafuchi, the location she was headed for. Unlike the first theory, this one actually has some information that could make this possible. First of all, the water levels were much higher than usual on the day she went missing, since a typhoon had swept over the area a few days prior, meaning that some places were quite dangerous. The rocks were also much smoother in this area when compared to other rivers, meaning it is easy to slip into the water if one moves too close to the edge. Many tourists get very close to the water to take pictures, and there have been incidents of people falling in before. However, there are strong counter-arguments against this theory. According to Tiphaine's brother Damien, she wouldn't get close to the edge of the water. She's a cautious person who wouldn't knowingly go to a dangerous place, even if she saw others doing it. Former Hyogo police detective Itsuo Tobimatsu also came to the scene and made a number of important observations that make this scenario seem very unlikely. He stated that, if she fell in, she would have been seen and the authorities would have been notified. This is because the area is full of tourists who could have witnessed it. The sacred bridge leading to Toshogo Shrine also crosses over the river. This is a major attraction where huge crowds of visitors gather to take pictures. Even if Tiphaine wasn't seen at Kanmangafuchi, she definitely would have here because people have a full view of the river and are snapping pictures and videos. But the final nail in the coffin for this theory is the metal grate that spans the entire width of the river. If Tiphaine did fall in, she would have been found here since the gaps are too small for a body to pass through. And this area was searched extensively by divers, but nothing was ever found. Therefore, while possible, I think this idea can almost certainly be ruled out.
Right.
So if she didn't decide to leave and didn't fall into the river, what could have happened? One of the strongest theories is that she went for a walk in the mountains and got lost. There is a history of such things happening in rural Tochigi, and as we previously discussed, a foreign woman wearing what was described as casual clothes was seen walking on the mountain trail the day she vanished by a fellow tourist. But there is something else to discuss here. Tiphaine has epilepsy, for which she takes medication. While I am no expert on this condition, it can cause people to become groggy and disorientated.
Yeah.
It is quite possible that a medical issue occurred when she was out for a walk in the mountains or forests of Nikko, causing her to lose her sense of direction or have an accident. Coupled with the heat at that time of year, this could have resulted in a very dire situation. These trails were searched, even by mountain rescue specialists in 2019, but I wonder how thoroughly the surrounding areas were combed over.
I mean,
it is quite easy to simply vanish in such places, so I would say that this is a likely scenario. The final theory is perhaps the most worrying,
dogs would smell
that she was unfortunately taken against her will. According to her schedule, Tiphaine planned to visit the Yogo Seki in Takino Shrine, a World Heritage Site. It is a very mysterious old shrine that many people come to see. Despite its beauty and history though, recently something sinister has been going on in the area. At the entrance to the shrine, a notice has been put up, which reads, "Warning, recently someone has been approaching women under the pretense of giving directions of the area. Please be careful. If you see this person, please contact the Nikko police." According to locals, this sinister man will try to get women into his car.
I feel like
One
that's
person who had
the
encountered them
most
had this to
likely
say.
option.
不審な男が乗っている車の色は青だったと思います。
その人の男の人が乗ってる車が
そう、青。
A blue car. If you've ever visited Japan, you've probably noticed that, despite the vibrant and colorful places with neon lights like Shinjuku and Harajuku, Japanese cars are quite boring when it comes to colors. I'm not sure of the exact statistics, but it would seem that over 90% of cars are either black, white, or grey. While they are increasing over the years, it is still uncommon to see a car painted in a vibrant color like blue. So why am I talking about this? What significance does a car color have to this incident? Well, on the day that Tiphaine went missing, an American tourist took a photo at around 3 p.m. near the shrine and posted the picture onto the social media platform Instagram. Tiphaine's brother found the picture and noticed that a blue car was in the parking lot. He noted that while his sister is a serious, careful person, she believes that Japan is a very safe country and that the people are extremely kind. Is it possible she put her trust into the wrong person? Is it possible that she met with the man who had been approaching women and trying to get them into his blue car? And there's more. As mentioned previously, posters about Tiphaine were pasted all over the area, with many in protective materials to prevent them from being damaged by the elements. Well, the two posters at Takino Shrine, where this strange man was active, were mysteriously removed. Yes, someone tore them down, and the former Hyogo detective investigating the scene confirmed that they didn't come down naturally. Posters in other locations were all still intact, and it was
May
only
not
these
be
two
the
posters that
same
were torn
person,
down.
but it was definitely
Could
maybe
someone responsible
someone.
for Tiphaine's disappearance have removed the posters?
Mm-hmm.
Could the blue car at the scene on the day have been the same blue car that belonged to the man who was approaching women? Unfortunately, at this time, we do not know. And as if that weren't enough evidence of Tiphaine running into something disturbing, there is the matter of her phone. Xavier Niel, founder of the French telecommunications network known as Free, responded to an inquiry from Tiphaine's family and provided technical support for the investigation. According to him, Tiphaine's phone had suddenly lost connection and was not turned off in a usual way via the power button. Instead, it was likely that the battery was either ripped out forcibly or the phone had been quickly broken. Such things seem to imply that the phone was shut down purposefully, which many doubt Tiphaine would do. But alas, despite how many theories there are, not a single clue that points to Tiphaine's whereabouts has been found to this very day. Her family have been working tirelessly to find her over the years. Tiphaine's siblings have been going to Japan regularly over the years to take part in searches and raise awareness of the situation. The mother even wrote a letter to French President Macron to ask him to put more resources into the search to find her, and the family organized a march with 500 people in France to bring it to the public's attention. They even hired private investigators to travel to Japan from France. While the Japanese authorities are somewhat reluctant to continue searching since there is no evidence of criminal activity, the family's actions have put pressure on them and have led to more searches. They are truly remarkable people, and I hope that they can find Tiphaine and find peace in their lives again.
Yeah.
And if someone is responsible for Tiphaine's disappearance, as the family suspect, I hope that they are brought to justice for the suffering they have caused. Thank you for watching my 27th YouTube video.
You're welcome.
If you like,
make sure to check out his video down below. I mean, something definitely happened out of her control, like a person. But I don't believe we'll ever really know who, since it was rural with not much, I guess, evidence or people looking nowadays. But hopefully people find her. And until next time, bye-bye.